see what will happen. We have our guest here, Andre Sosa. You are very welcome. Thank you for being with us. And as usual, we say cheers in the beginning.
I don't have nothing to drink, but
Why not?
cheers,
The president, cheers to all the friends and be healthy. Especially one of our members has a birthday today. We want to wish him all the best, although he is not in the meeting at the moment. All the best to all the members who are here and who join later on. Usually we start with the national anthem in the Rotary prayer, but as the Rotary prayer is in Bulgaria, I see Dimitar is here. Maybe he can say the prayer in English because I don't know if this will be fine. Yeah, his connection was interrupted. Then I will say the prayer in Bulgarian. Sorry for that. Да бъде благословено името ти, да бъде твоята воля, дай ни здраве, дълголетие и добри дни. Покажи своето благоволение към нас, ротарианците и нашите семейства. Приеми нашите молби да изпълним с доброта, живот, мир и любов. Амин. So after the Rotarian prayer, which is saying that let us live in peace and all the members and guests will have good well-being, I will give the floor to Andre Sosa, who will say a few words about himself and about his project.
Hello, my name is Andre Sousa. I'm Portuguese and I'm trying to set a world record, being the first person doing a complete round the world on a mini bike. So this idea came, I'm a professional racer since I was 12 years old, of super bikes, of sports bikes like MotoGP. And in 2018, I was ending my master in business management that I took, and I went to Brazil to do like an Erasmus project, like Erasmus, like we have in Europe. It's called the Erasmus Mundus in the world. And I went 6 months to study in Florianopolis, in the south of Brazil, in a federal university. And I was like, oh, I'm ending my master. I took many studies. I think I deserve to discover a little bit the world before start really a long career that I know that I will, for sure, I will not have time to do this kind of trip so long, and I'm in perfect age. And in that time, I set a different adventure that was the round of South America. And when I end the Erasmus, I started in Brazil and I passed all countries of South America. That was 11 overlanding countries. And I have done 24,000 kilometers in 120 days. I passed the driest desert in the world, the Atacama Desert in Chile. In Bolivia, I reached one of the highest passes in the world that was 5,200 meters, minus 15 degrees, close to the Uyuni Salar, the biggest salar in the world. I went till Amazon, Venezuela, and I left my bike in Brazil. It's funny, now I'm doing the round the world. That was next project. In 2018, I left the bike in Brazil. I went to Portugal because I only needed to do the thesis and like an internship to end the master. I have done it in 2019, and in 2020, I prepared everything to start around the world with the challenge of passing all continents, all possible continents, not Antarctica for sure. All the rest I will pass, and it will take 3 years around the world, and it will pass 60,000 kilometers with a really small bike. It took 1 year and a half to prepare everything to start this journey. And I had many sponsors because of being a racer. I've done the last project and it's to try to set the world record. I had the Honda, that was the main sponsor, offered the bike, all the spares, everything, and many brands all around the world, from Italy, from Germany, normally related to the motorcycles, like Toratec in Germany, Speedy in Italy. So was many companies trying to help to do this adventure, and I started at 12th of July. I passed till now 20 countries and 16,000 kilometers, and I stopped in Bulgaria. And why I stopped in Bulgaria? Because Iran, it's closed the border now because of COVID, and I must enter in Iran because I don't have another choice. Or only Russia, and they only give me 1 month of visa, and with my bike it's impossible to do all Russia in 1 month. Or down or south, that it's Iran, Pakistan, India, Myanmar. It's the only option, and they are closed now. I can enter in Turkey, but I only have 3 months of visa, each 6. So if I pass 3 months and they don't open, I need to come back and wait more 3 months. And it's very hard when I left the bike in a country that it's not European Union. So I choose to wait in Bulgaria till Iran open the borders. It's European Union. It's very good in all the laws for me to left the bike, to be more time than I should. And after, when Iran opens, I enter directly. Unfortunately, it seems that will take a little bit because Iran, it's in some problems to get vaccine because of United States. They are not very friendly with each other. So right now I will show you some pictures of my. First, I will show you my routes for you to understand more or less what I'm doing. Let me see pictures. For me, this is new to use the pictures in the Zoom meetings. Normally I only speak, but here we are. We have here. I will share with you. Can you see the map already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. So the small point that you see on the left, it's Portugal, where I started. I should start to Africa, but was in 12th of July, so more than 6 months ago, and was closed everything because of COVID. Impossible to have the ferry boat from Spain till Morocco. So I started to Europe, and I have done all Europe closed, all South Europe. I went till Greece, that was the 20th country, and I stopped in Bulgaria, that you can see that it's really far away from the last point of Asia, that it's Singapore. So I'm probably halfway till Singapore now because I have done a little bit of Europe. After will be from Singapore, I will send the bike to Australia. This is the hard part. It's the logistics of documentation and the part to negotiate to send the bike, because every time that the bike goes to another continent is around 3,000 euros, so 6,000 lev, and you need to pay your own flights. It's very hard, and logistically it's hard. And more Australia, they have quarantine rules, and even for ambiental reasons, you need to have your bike perfectly clean, and it's hard to enter, and there are many rules and documentation. After, I will come to South America, where I am now, but I will explain you later. I will do all South America, Central America, North America, Europe again, Africa, and then in Portugal again. I will show you some pictures of countries that I passed till now. Normally the people ask me which one was my favorite and was really close to you. For me, my favorite country was Greece. Greece was incredibly a big hospitality, really crazy, I only find in South America too, but the Greeks were very, very friendly. I was with the Greek Federation, the motorway. We entered in contact with each other, and they offered everything. I passed 1 month in Greece. All the motor clubs received me, gave me hotel, parties to celebrate in motor clubs. Normally, even in Olympia, I entered in Olympia, and the mayor of Olympia came to say to give me like a medal, saying thank you to pass in the city. Was 1 month crazy. I didn't spend 1 cent. I was received crazily good, and in all Balkans was the best part of my journey, and the people with big hospitality, more than my side of Europe was not so good as that one, as where you live, that it's perfect. This is a funny one. When I entered in France, I have done Spain, France. In France, I had craziest story of my trip till now that I will show you. After France, I entered in Monaco. I went out of Monaco and was insane what happened. Let's come here. It's here. This was a funny picture in Monaco too. It's charging that I was faking, that I was doing like the track of Formula One, that it's so famous. And after this day, I passed probably the worst day of this trip till now, that it's not so. We have good things and bad things when you are traveling the world alone with a small bike that it's very slow. It's here. So when I went out of Monaco, I entered in France, and I wanted to go to the Alp region, to go to Italy. And a guy came and beat me on the back of the motorcycle. I don't know why. I was in the middle of Alps, and the bike is slow. The average speed is around 50, 60 kilometers an hour. So, and going up was around 30, 40 kilometers an hour. And guy probably don't see me on the corners of Alpes and beat me on the back. I crashed, destroyed me all the bike, like even the wheel, the back wheel was totally broken, and ran away. No one knows who was the guy. Came the police ambulance. I was my knee totally destroyed, and I was close to 1 week in Menton in France. And the Honda, that it's my main sponsor, could fix the bike and I could continue. Was another part that we think, oh, it's totally crazy what happened, but I should continue. It's a dream, and to do this crazy record, to be the first person with a mini bike, for sure will not be easy. This is only the beginning. After I went to Italy, where I visit San Marino, close to all Italy, and I went in direction to Switzerland. Another big surprise, we have a big immigration from Portugal there. So I was received for many groups, many Portuguese motor clubs, that they have done everything to me too, place to sleep, everything, parties, meetings, televisions close to all countries. Normally I go to the television to speak, explain what is the record, what I'm doing, where I'm passing inside of the country. Like this was a meeting of mini bikes, this kind of mini bike that I'm traveling, that it's funny that there exists close to all around the world, and the people are really addicted, and they are really expensive, this kind of bikes. Normally it's not a young person, or normally it's people that really collect, and it's really, really expensive. Normally around 40, 50, 60 years old that the people has of these groups, because it's like it's a different kind of group. Is the passion of of these mini bikes and the old ones that are really, really crazy. And after Switzerland, I went to Liechtenstein. That it's a place that many of the people don't know, never have been there. That it's a small country, one of micro countries in that we have in Europe. After Liechtenstein, I went to Germany. I went down to Austria, from Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, where I passed a very good time too. Let me see here a picture of my bike is called Monkey Bike. So this picture you will understand. This was like a joke too. It's the Honda Monkey. So I was doing the monkey, and all the project is called Ride That Monkey. It was the name that Honda wanted for this project. And after Croatia, I entered in the Balkans, and I have done all countries except Serbia. I didn't enter Serbia already, but in this round the world, I will pass there for sure. And after this, I will show you one of my favorite places that was a crazy place, because many times I love to put to camp in the middle of nature. Normally, only places really far away from the cities, and with this bike, many times it's impossible to reach an hotel, or because in countryside areas it's so slow that I take so much time that I need to put the tent somewhere to continue next day. And this one was in Albania. That was a crazy place, a crazy desert beach that I found, and was very hard to reach here. It was like 2 hours with the bike in the middle of the sand to reach this beach in Albania. Was crazily good to wake up and see the sea, and I put some music, I read my book, be in the middle of nature, because we have everything. Many times I want to be alone and it's impossible. The motor clubs, the televisions, everything, I need to be there. And even to Portugal, tomorrow I have like I'm doing now to a Portuguese television that Tonda is connecting to speak how is going my trip, where I am now, that I'm not in Bulgaria right now, and I will explain you. So it's very hard to be alone sometimes, and this kind of camping is crazy to be a little bit away from the stress of the people and traveling all the time. If you have some questions, if someone wants to know something, you can put it, and I will answer. I think you understand my English too.
Yes, can you tell us a little bit about the connection with Guinness, the World Book of Records? Do you have any connection
Yeah.
before
Now,
starting all this, or you make it afterwards, or how is it going?
I started the process to Guinness. You need to do like an inscription. That I have done it, and it's quite expensive, at least for this project. And they give you the guidelines. So the car, it's Guinness Book, and not only Guinness Book, because if I do it, it's the first person in the world. For the Guinness Book, it's the longest journey around the world with a pocket bike, with a mini bike. It's longest journey with this kind of motorcycle that it's totally different. I will show you some pictures of the bike for you to see. In here you cannot see the scale, but it's very small. It's like probably 1 meter. The bike, the size of it, it's really small. And it's the challenge. It's 60 kilometers an hour, more or less. Never no one have done nothing compared with a small bike like this. So, but it's what I say. I'm related to a world record. I have Honda as sponsor, but for me, the car, it's not the record. For me, I think sometimes the record, it's only a formality for the sponsors. But for me, I don't want to record for nothing. I want the experience. And after my last trip of 4 months and 24,000 kilometers, I was a different person in the end. I think the university don't teach me what I learned on the road, meeting new people, knowing the real culture. It's so much knowledge that you earn really on your own, not reading you can reach some, but when you pass in that situations, many documentation, many people, many cultures, many story of countries, economically, see each country how works. In my area, that it's totally the management, it's from companies, see new opportunities of companies. Like I see a company here in Brazil where I am now, I see, oh, this in Portugal for sure will work. And if I never passed in here, I would never imagine. And you can open your mind and get knowledge, and for sure all my life will be a plus. Nevertheless, traveling, it's knowledge. It's why I say it's hard. Many times it's very hard. As I'm traveling, it's not an easy job, and it will take years, and I cannot come to my own countries. If not, it's canceled all of this trip, then these records. So for sure, and with COVID, at least 3 years without seeing my father, my family. But it's the challenge is that, and I will take more of knowledge, happiness than sad days. Everywhere you have days that so hard, raining a lot, minus 1 degree, like in Bulgaria. You have a flat tire, you have no one to help you. And there are situations that for sure you will, like the crash that I have, you start to think, oh, it's not easy for sure. But I say always, when I have a bad thing, always come good people. Every time that I have the worst situations, came the best people that I meet with the best hurts, the best. It's crazy that it's friends forever, that when they want to come to Portugal, they will come and they will have everything. And I know that I have a friend in that part of the world, what is crazy, that never met me before and helped me in Colombia and the other project. I lost all my money because I had a wallet with like 800 euros to end the trip. And it was so hot that I took the jacket, and the wallet normally was on the jacket, and I put in one of the bags of the bike. In the road, I passed one hole, and the bag's open, and the wallet went to the road with all the money, credit cards, debit cards, my identification of Portugal, driver's license. I lost everything. And I didn't have 1 cent to eat, to sleep, nothing, because I only had passport because didn't fit on the wallet, and documents of the bike because was not in the wallet, and my phone. So I wrote to some Colombian guys, and 15 minutes after they were in the police with me, they put me in their house. They have done a party with the bikers, Colombian bikers of that city, and all the people gave me money in the end. I was doing like some stickers that I have of the trip, and they were giving me like, oh, I only have €1, I only have 20, I only have 50. Each person gave whatever they want, and not like doing like, oh, put here. No, each one came to me and said, good luck, it's here for your trip, so do it. You will do it, you will make it. So after this, I was like, oh, it's possible. People that never met me before helped me to end the journey like this. It's crazy. In Greece, I found close to the same. The people who had a big hospitality. They say that it's from Zeus too. In Bulgaria, this guy is crazily good, but you don't have many bikers. The problem is your climate doesn't let create many motor clubs. It's one of the countries that has less motorbikes. It's very rare to see someone with motorcycle, and with moto clubs. The rest, normally Greece, it's because of the weather. Obviously, it's hot, and all the countries that are close to the sea, Croatia and Balkans, was very good. And now I'm in Brazil because I went out of Bulgaria because of your lockdown. It was crazy. Even Portugal, you were the paradise of COVID. And I stopped in Bulgaria, not in Greece, because I was like, oh, Bulgaria, they will not put so strong measures as Greece for sure. In the first wave, you were like, after the first wave, you were one of discos open, bars open, close to all Europe was closed. And everybody was speaking, oh, Bulgaria, the paradise of COVID. And I was like, I will stay here. I can travel around Bulgaria and stay. But after you had lockdown and it's impossible. I cannot go out of my house, close. I go to the supermarkets. There are nothing. It's starting to snow. So for the motorcycle, it's impossible to ride it. And I left the bike. I cannot go to my own country, as I said. So I came to Brazil because I had the other bike of the other adventure. And I came to here to do a round in Brazil till Iran reopened the borders. And I will come back to Bulgaria that I love. And it's one of the countries that I would live for sure. Not with a bike, with a car, because it's cold in the winter. But with a car, I loved Bulgaria, your style of life. You have like many cafes that I love, restaurants, all the people in the cafe in the afternoon. It's economically, it's very good, it's cheap. I can do a good life. You have very good conditions. All the restaurants, everything in Sofia at least is perfect. It's a city that I would love to work in economics for sure. It's cheap and you earn good and you can have a good lifestyle in Sofia. And I will come back when Iran reopen the borders. If I can even travel to the southeast of Bulgaria, that it's the only region that I don't visit, close to the border of Turkey. And I will enter Turkey, Iran, and continue. Let's see. If you have some questions, something, just put it.
Anyone questions?
I say a word about it's really amazing and what are you doing? And I, of course, echo my colleagues in congratulating you for the enormous adventurous spirit and stamina, because you remind the best representatives of your nation. One can think that the Portuguese were the greatest travelers of the 16th, 17th century, and they discovered the world for others. So one can really, really wish you success. And like the people in Bolivia, try to help you and encourage you in such a, I would say, not without hazards and risks, because my question will be therefore explaining how did you study the situation in the various countries? In some countries, it's not so safe to travel that long alone, and there might be other accidents. Not only the accident on the road by a car, but also an exercise of how to say sort of challenge security-wise. I believe that in Europe it was the easiest part for you, because the further you go to the east, the greater the challenges will be in terms of access. You have to prepare yourself mentally for that. I'm talking to you from Asia right now, so I can tell you that it's different in terms of passing from one country to another. Sometimes it's not even possible. You could be blocked at the border.
Yeah, I know. I had 1 year and a half of plan with Honda and many documentation, like to enter in Iran. That will be the first that we say really out of Europe. You need documents like carnet de passage, that it's a French document from FIA for the motorcycle that says that you are not going to sell the bike in their country because you need to left 2,000 euros in Portugal for them to be sure that you will enter and you'll go out with the same vehicle. But Iran is the less problem because they have really big hospitality to the bikers. And there were many travelers that passed Iran, and Iran is, to the bikers at least, is very good. Moto clubs, even it's very hard you to sleep in an hotel or something because they don't let you. They want you to sleep in the moto club, the place you will be with the guys. The problem will be Pakistan, but it's solved now. Was a problem before, the border close to Afghanistan. It's a little bit dangerous. It's the dangerous area. But right now, the government of Pakistan, to foreigners that enter with their own vehicle, they offer 3 days with the military people that you arrive to the border, you wait for 2 or 3 travelers, and they go with you, the military, to be safe for you, to no one kidnap, because it's not to steal something. The dangerous part is the terrorist groups that can kidnap to ask money for our country, and they will go with you. The only thing is you sleep in the prisons normally. They let you sleep in the prison and you continue till the middle of the country, that it's no problem at all. And it's one of the most famous areas to travel by motorcycle, and many people go there too. It's Karakoram Highway, the highway to China, that it's the mountains. It's very mythic to the bikers. So it's dangerous, but they take the danger out. For me, the most dangerous of this trip, it's where I am now, and the trip that I have done in 2018. It's Venezuela, Colombia, that it's the most dangerous country in the world, and they do it murder per capita. It's not only say, it's the most dangerous city. No, they have the murder per capita. It's the highest is in Venezuela, and in Brazil, where I am now, I'll pass the second most dangerous city in the world. Here, you need to be really careful because in 1 second you have a pistol in your head and they will steal your bike and all you have. The roads here are terrible. Brazil is good. Bolivia, Peru, it's crazy. It's dirt roads, but really bad. And rainy season, like I'm in Amazon yesterday, I have done the last 2 days 800 kilometers in the middle of Amazon. It's mud because it rains all the time. It's 10 minutes raining, 10 minutes sun, 10 minutes raining. It's each cloud comes with rain. It's totally different from Europe. It's tropical weather, and it's crazy. And you need to be really careful where you left the bike, where you sleep, because many narco traffic, and it's a little bit dangerous. But I never had a problem. And the people normally in these kind of countries are very, very good. Normally the hot countries, they are party people. They receive you really well. They want to know something about your country and share their culture. It's very good. And they have very hospitality groups too. that I don't find in Occidental Europe, like in France, in Germany. No one, even in my own country, Portugal and Spain, they have a better hospitality. But even in relation to South Americans, nah. In here, they give you everything. They give you all they have, even if they have only close to nothing that it's for us, they will offer you. In Portugal, in Occidental Europe, that we have so much and no one gives nothing. The ambition is bigger than the heart. So I love normally these kind of countries, and I'm always received with a warm this was a stop, someone was calling me with a warm hug here. So I like it, and I think in Central America will be a challenge too, bigger than the Middle East and the Asia part. I have been in Thailand, Malaysia, and the criminality is much lower. So I think Central America will be the challenge that I don't know already, and it's not so easy to pass all the countries till Mexico and enter in the United States.
And do you have any language problems on the way? Because you speak English and Portuguese, but
I speak Spanish too really well. I studied Spanish. So in Latin America, South America, Central America, North America, I speak English too. Zero problems. Africa, I speak a little bit of French, that I have been studying 2-3 years of French. I'm very bad in French, but at least I can, the principal things, I can speak with them. The biggest problem is where I'm entering now, Turkey. Like even in Greece was very hard sometimes to speak with motoclubs because many people don't speak English. But we are bikers, we speak with gestures. Oh, the bike small, and small words we can speak very hard sometimes, but there exists some communication. The rest will be in English, and normally there are always someone, the younger people that speaks English. Like in Bulgaria, all the young people that I met was very friendly and speaking good English. Only the people with some age in the supermarket or that they don't speak English, but that is in all the world. The young people in Bulgaria, they are used to speak English, and you have a very good young people speaking English. So it was perfect. In Iran and Pakistan, let's see, someone will speak, even in 1 in 100. They will call him, and because they love tourists, they don't have many tourism. It's like in India. I see many videos that someone arrives with a bike and all the people comes around to see, only to look. What is this? And they always want to help, but it's funny and different to see the differences in cultures that are close, and it's so different from us.
any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So if you look at the ancient cultures, when somebody was doing something unconventional, they were doing the so-called hero quest. So they go and they either discover something or kill a monster, and they change in this. So you mentioned that you feel that you yourself changed with this experience, but then they go back to their community and they have to share something. They have to bring something new. So what do you think you will be bringing back when this whole adventure is done, besides the inscription in the Guinness Book? So what do you want to share? Do you have a message for those people besides the love for biking? What else is motivating you?
Very, very good question. yes, first of all, I always try to transmit it's what I love. And since I was very young, I was traveling with my fathers to Caribbean, to many places in the world, but in an hotel. And it's what I say. When you go to another country and you go to an hotel, to the famous beach in Jamaica, or you never met really a Jamaican guy, a Jamaican culture. You don't imagine how are the people in that country. And it's that I'm trying to show to all the people. I have my Instagram page that every day when I am sleeping, when the people help me, give me a place to sleep, like right now I'm in Brazil with people, Mason people that's trying to help me to pass Amazon because they are canceling the boats. So everywhere I have people helping me, and it's that I'm trying to show all the cultures, each country, all the people live, how they are helping me, everything that it's uncommon, that normally someone that will visit the country, like in Bulgaria, they will visit the biggest, will stay in an hotel and will the key points, the monuments, but he will not sleep in an house of a Bulgarian guy. Eat with a Bulgarian guy in the house, understand where he goes to take the coffee, how works all the life. So it's that I'm trying to show to all the people in my Instagram every day that I put. I don't like so much social media, but it's a must right now. Because of sponsors, I'm trying to show my point of view. And in there, I was 1 month in the house of a Bulgarian guy that was crazily incredible. I understand many of your culture. I was putting everything that he was helping me. And the people say, I never imagined that Bulgaria was like that. And it's that I try to show. And many countries that I will pass, that the people don't imagine how is it, and normally has a bad reputation, like that Pakistan or Iran, that they think it's only terrorists. I will try to show the other way of the coin, to show them that it's different, and the hospitality is everywhere. The people, even if they have terrorists, all the people are not the same. Always you have the good points. And in the end, I want to write a book to show what everything I passed, what was the stories. And one of the things that I stay more proud of is when I receive messages, and I receive hundreds a day in Instagram of many people that I'm giving them strength to do something different, some adventure, to go out of house and know a little bit of the world. And many people say, hey, I never imagined that was possible with a small bike, that it's the car. So it's another thing, so that everything is possible. You don't need to have a bike of 20,000 euros to travel the world. You can do on a bicycle or on a bike that goes at 50, 60 kilometers an hour. It's hard for sure. No one says that it's easy, but it's possible. And I think I like to be an inspiration to some people. And I share many things that sometimes it's hard to write and to take the picture to this and explain what I'm passing, and I do it a little bit to inspire the other and try to make the people do it. And it's what I say, when I end this, I will be a new guy. If I study management, what is the biggest challenge than managing around the world on a mini bike alone, in passing in 60 countries? You need to, the logistic is so big, so many problems, that it's what I say, when I come back to Portugal, manage a company will be much easier than manage this kind of crazy adventure. And it's knowledge, everything that you earn, friends around the world, culture. I don't see what I lose in this, only money. And for me, it's what I say, the money is nothing. It's material, and the material is nothing. And I want to reach an age or like 50 years old, and I see my background, and I say, oh, I was happy. I have done everything I wanted. I saw the world. or even what I think the most, I shouldn't say this, but I'm a professional racer. So my life normally is shorter than normal people. For me, an accident can take my life in seconds. And I think a lot of that. And many times I think, I cannot imagine that I don't reach 30 or 40 or 50. I don't know when or if it's going to happen, but makes me live the present. Or if I don't have a disease, and I think it's, if I want to do it, it's, if it's my dream, do it now. The tomorrow doesn't exist, cannot be there. So if now exists, today exists, do it. With COVID, without COVID, I started with COVID because I said it's my moment. If I plan this, I will do it. Don't know if in 1 year I'm here to do it the same trip. So let's start now.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so now I will stop the recording and the live stream, and we can continue with questions only between us. Just a second.